In late 2021, Geoffrey and Victor X collaborated on a fictional retelling of their so-called star-crossed romance. Every character, event, name, and likeness presented in this audio has been fully fictionalized, and any resemblance to real individuals, whether intentional, implied, or coincidental, is purely accidental. This narrative is performed by Victor X, who also contributed creatively to its development.
Grubbible presents A Stitched Heart.
Chapter 8, The Reunion. 10 years later, Kevin Chan's life had calcified into a monotonous rhythm of quiet despair, his part-time shifts at the bookstore a feeble anchor against the tide of unfulfilled dreams. He shelved dusty tomes and recommended thrillers to indifferent customers, all while nursing the delusion that his acting career might someday ignite. It was there, amid the scent of aged paper and faint mildew, that he saw him. Geoffrey Leonard, unchanged in his grotesque eternity, stitches frayed like unravelling secrets, his mismatched eyes still alight with that predatory gleam. Geoffrey was signing books for a sparse audience, his scarred hands gripping a pen as he recounted tales of love and monstrosity, his voice a gravelly lure that drew Kevin closer despite himself. Their eyes met across the room and Kevin's breath hitched, the world narrowing to the quiver of Geoffrey's neck flap.
Still being true to yourself, boy?
Geoffrey asked, his lips curling into a sly smile, the skin around his mouth pulling taut against hidden stitches. Kevin swallowed, his voice barely steady. You haven't changed at all. Geoffrey laughed, a wet, rumbling sound, and pointed to the writhing masses between the stitches on his chest.
Except now I'm full of grubs,
He pronounced, his flabby bicep jiggling with the gesture. Geoffrey continued.
Writer, author, grub.
Kevin hesitated, then rested a hand on Geoffrey's shoulder, feeling the cold, uneven texture beneath his palm. All right. Grub, he murmured, leaning in to give the old man a hug, the embrace a spark that ignited long-buried flames. In that moment, nothing else mattered. Kevin forgot about Ewan Sandy, his loving, doting wife who toiled full-time at the clinic, her gentle hands mending others while keeping their family fed and sheltered. He erased William from his mind, their firstborn, whose name was a secret homage to Geoffrey's middle name, a boy now 10 with eyes that mirrored Ewan Sandy's innocence. He totally forgot his second son. The weight of his betrayal settled like lead in his gut, but desire overrode it. That night, they fell back into each other, their affair reignited with a ferocity that left Kevin breathless, his skin slick with sweat and regret. Geoffrey's touch was a drug, his cold, stitched fingers tracing Kevin's body with a possessiveness that bordered on violence, his flabby bicep trembling as he pinned Kevin against the wall of his home, the blue castle with the red door, a crumbling Victorian relic on the edge of town, its walls echoing with Geoffrey's laboured breaths. They met there in secrecy, air thick with the scent of decay and lust, Geoffrey's neck flap quivering as he devoured Kevin's lips, his mismatched eyes burning with hunger. Kevin knew it was wrong, the guilt a shadow that clawed at his soul, but he couldn't stop. The pull was too primal, Geoffrey's grub-infested body a twisted comfort against his own. By the time they were done, they lay in a heaped mess on the bed, Geoffrey's decrepit and corpulent stitched-together body, pressed against Kevin's smooth chest, the old man's wispy mounds of black and grey hairs tickling Kevin's skin like brittle wires. The grubs wriggled between them, their soft bodies squirming against Kevin's flesh, a grotesque intimacy that sent shivers of revulsion and arousal through him. Kevin smiled up, from his mouth to his eyes, into Geoffrey's gaze, one blue, one green, both filled with a depth that unnerved him. I don't know how, Kevin whispered, his voice hoarse.
How?
Geoffrey asked, his scarred hand trailing down Kevin's side. How you do it? Kevin's breath caught as a grub brushed his nipple.
How to do it.
Geoffrey murmured, his voice a low rumble.
It is simply something you learn in life, when you give way to everything but honesty. Do you have any regrets having done this now?
Geoffrey asked, his fingers tangling in Kevin's hair, pulling just enough to sting. Kevin smiled, though his eyes betrayed a flicker of doubt. No, what about you? Geoffrey caressed Kevin's hair, his touch gentle yet insistent.
I am not sorry for what I did. I'm not contrite. I'm not repentant. I am just in love.
Kevin looked shocked, his heart stuttering in his chest. All he could do was stammer. Did you? Did you?
Did I say love?
Geoffrey asked, his neck flap quivering with amusement.
Yes. I think so.
Kevin melted into the old man, pressing even further into his grub-infested body, the squirming masses a living barrier between ecstasy and horror. I love you, Geoffrey Leonard. I will always love you. Kevin squirmed under the covers again. He started to slide the girthy, stitched-together genitals of this beastly old man into his mouth, gentle nuzzling at the old man's grub-riddled foreskin before being rudely interrupted. An explosion shattered the bedroom door, splintering wood and sending shards flying like shrapnel. A woman in full tactical gear burst in, her face obscured by a visor, her boots crunching over debris.
You're under arrest, Geoffrey Leonard, for crimes against nature, for molesting time, You are the time molesterer.
Geoffrey's body convulsed, and like a supernatural force, he exploded into a million grubs, a writhing swarm of pale, glistening bodies that surged toward her in a buzzing tide. The air filled with their wet, chittering sounds, crawling over her armour, seeking crevices to burrow. But the gun she pulled from her belt was something unholy, a bizarre weapon that hummed with energy, its barrel glowing with iridescent veins. She fired, unleashing a barrage of a million different little lights, red, green, blue, streaking through the air like fractured stars, each one piercing a grub with surgical precision. The swarm seized up, convulsing in mid-air, their bodies reforming in a grotesque reversal. Kevin coughed up a mouthful of grubs, which slithered to the rest of the dying mass. What was left of Geoffrey materialised on the floor in a fetal position, chunks of his flesh melting away like wax, exposing raw, pulsating tissue beneath frayed stitches. Pus and ichor oozed from his wounds, the grubs dying in twitching heaps around him.
I'm dying, Kevin.
He croaked, his voice a wet gurgle, blood flecking his lips.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
His body arched one final time, then went still, his mismatched eyes glazing over in death. He let out a guttural death sound which sounded like he was speaking the word "how" in a slow, delivered pace. His withered remains deflated. The woman turned to Kevin, her visor lifting to reveal cold, unyielding eyes.
I'm Special Officer Hetty Van Helsing of Task Force Pedo Annihilation,
she said, her voice mechanical, devoid of pity.
I've been tasked with taking down supernatural creeps like Geoffrey Leonard and all of his associates.
Kevin gulped, naked and exposed on the bed, his body still slick from their encounter, the remnants of grub squirming feebly on his skin. Guilt and terror crashed over him, visions of Ewan Han Sandy, William, the other one, the life he'd betrayed. The woman raised the gun toward him, its barrel humming with malevolent light. She fired, the colours exploding in his vision, pain blooming like a dark flower in his chest. She spoke again.
I'm sorry, but you're too far gone, sicko.
Kevin went to speak a final word, like he was the Doctor Who, specifically the black homo one or the woman, his favourites, on his regeneration deathbed, or like he was the gay Lord Optimus Prime, or one of the other faggy sci-fi bullshit things Kevin loved and obsessed over. But nothing came out. His death was a reflection of his life, a failure to launch. What a fucking faggot chump.
Am I suggesting you subscribe? Well, yes.
Come on, boys, where are you? Oh, there's one.
I wonder what that was. Oh no! Cyberbend!
I can't believe they never released the second part. But thanks to the leak, it's here. Part 2 of the 3 Geoffreys. It's sick. It's hilarious. Will Cyberben finally take out Jeff? Keep your eyes peeled. It's coming soon.
Tell them to like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.